Why hello everybody and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Nice to see you, nice. Good start. I am here today with a video that I've wanted to make for so long. Lots of people have been asking for me to do a Notion tour and I've wanted to do one for a very long time, but I finally feel like I have been on Notion for long enough now and I've really sort of figured out the setup that works for me best. So I'm going to share it with you today and I'm very, very excited about it. If you haven't heard of Notion before, firstly, where have you been? And secondly, Notion is basically a life organizer, study note taking kind of setup. It functions as a website, but there's also an app for desktops and it also has a app as well for your phone. I know a lot of people use it for organising their sort of content creation side of life if they have a blog or a YouTube channel. A lot of people use it for organising their schoolwork or university work, and a lot of people organise it to keep a track of their life and their goals and that kind of thing. I use it for all of those purposes, so my Notion is quite extensive. I feel like rather than harping on at you though, I should just get on with it and show you what my Notion looks like. So let's get into it. Okay, well, welcome to my Notion homepage. Oh my goodness. If you've never seen Notion before, this is sort of the basis of what a Notion page looks like. You have your cover photo at the top that you can change, and it's really helpful because it's linked to Unsplash, which is a place where you can get copyright-free photos. So mine is currently a very autumnal forest, and I've kind of gone for an orange theme, an orangey yellow theme. I don't really know why, but this page is my homepage. So as you can see, it's sort of highlighted here and is up here on my favourites tab as well. So we start off with my favourite emoji, the sparkles emoji, of course. Love a bit of magical emojis. And just below that we have my favourite quote. I don't know, it's a bit weird, isn't it? But I love it. Failure is fuel. This is a quote that was mentioned a lot when I went to work at camp in America, and as someone who used to struggle a lot with failure and still does, I think it's a really important quote that has helped me, so I keep that there. Let's start off with the sort of pages that I access on a daily basis, which are all mostly here at the top of this page. So I've got my task list, my habit tracker, my long-term goals, my daily overview, my weekly overview and my monthly overview, all of which have a corresponding yellow or orange emoji. And then I have 2 songs. Notion is really cool because it allows you to do all sorts of different things. If you haven't been on the app before, you might not know. But for example, if you press the /, then you get all of these options where you can create a page, make a heading, a toggle list, a bulleted list, and on top of that you can also add in music and videos. So that is what I've done right here. I've embedded 2 songs. Firstly, Life Goes On by BTS, because it's such a calming song and sometimes I just need to hear it to make myself feel better. And then next to that I put a Taylor Swift song, of course, and I just put Getaway Car, mostly because it's sort of contrasting to Life Goes On and it makes me really happy. So that's why I've got those there. So let's get into my first page, which is my task list. I don't always come on this every day, but this is where I keep an overarching look of all of my tasks. It's in a table view, as you can see. I've got all of my tasks on the left hand side. These are the kind of things that don't fit into my daily, monthly or weekly life. So you can see here that I filter by priority in a traffic light color-coded system, of course. And then I also have a status, I don't know which one is the American or British way to say it, over here. So I have career, uni, life admin, and I also have SUPAS, which is my Performing Arts Society, which I never shut up about apparently. So the way that this works is that if I suddenly decided that making a YouTube plan of action had to go from a medium priority to a high priority, I can just click on that, click on high, and it moves it up my list. I'll just undo that. And then if I completed a task, so if I completed my magazine presentation, I could just click done, and then it removes it from the list because of the filters that I've set up on here. As you can see, I've also got it over here in my favorites so that it's easy to access from whatever page I'm on. Let's hop back onto my home page now. Oh my goodness, the Wi-Fi is slow today. Okay, here we are. So the next page we're going to hop into is my habit tracker. Now, normally I delete this at the end of the week, but it is Monday today, so I just thought I'd keep last week's habits on here for this video. This habit tracker is one of the reasons I think I've been so productive recently. So these are all the habits that I've been trying to keep tabs on recently. Have I slept 6 hours or more? I have got a app on my Apple Watch which tracks my sleep, which has been really helpful. Have I exercised? Evidently I'm doing very well on that front at the minute. Have I filled in my diary? Have I done any uni work? Have I done any of my TEFL, which is teaching English as a foreign language? Have I read any of my book that I'm currently reading? Have I meditated? Clearly I'm doing very bad on that. And then I've got how much water have I drunk? I try to drink 4 of these every day, which would make up to 2 litres. Oh, I can move Mondays up to 2 now. How exciting. And then my screen time, which you can see has been quite bad. Let's hop back onto my homepage. We've got my long-term goals here. I'm not going to click on here. I don't want to expose to the internet what I want to achieve in my life. I think that's a bit too much pressure. So we'll move over to let's go to my monthly overview first. So I have my monthly priorities. Meditate and stop stressing the fuck out, which are things I try to stick to. And then I have monthly tasks. These stay the same for me every single month. Do some exercise, which I've been really on recently, as you saw from my habit tracker. Do some yoga, which I have done this month, and read a book, which I've also already done this month. So I'm doing really well on my monthly tasks. It's not always this way, but it's only the 8th and I've managed to do all of it. In here, I basically put into this calendar any sort of bigger events that I have. I don't put in all of my lectures, I just sort of put in key events. Now, with those key events, they move over into my weekly overview, which is where we're going next. Oh look, it's me. How embarrassing. I couldn't think of what cover to put here, so I just put a picture of myself. I don't know, is that really vain? Probably. Welcome to my weekly overview. Now, this is where shit gets done. As you can see, my milestone is to get through the week with no breakdowns, which we have achieved thus far. My weekly goal is also to just get through the week. And next week is where I bullet point things that come up during the week that I will need to put into my weekly overview for the following week, if that makes sense. So because it's Monday, I don't have anything in there yet. Now, every Sunday or sometimes Monday morning, I go through everything that's going on in my life and I put it into this weekly overview. And let me tell you, it is life changing. For some people this might look cluttered, but for me, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. So I've got Monday to Friday across the top, and then the events. Events are things that are timetabled, so lectures, meetings, anything like that. And Notion has this really cool thing where, I'll just do it down here, where if you put in an @ symbol, you can start typing in a day of the week. So Friday at 2 p.m. and then you can just click on that and it can remind you. You can set a reminder for the app on your phone to remind you to do something, which is really cool. And then I list my most important to-dos. I don't necessarily put all of my to-dos in here. We'll go into that in my daily overview. You can see what I've ticked off already today, but if for instance I didn't get the chance to look over the magazine presentation, then I could just click on these dots and move it over into Tuesday. And if I have any deadlines, I list them as events and highlight them. So if this magazine lecture was a deadline, for instance, I would just hop in here, click on colour, and then, oh, click on colour, she says, and then highlight it in purple, for example, so it stands out and I can see it. I've also got Saturday and Sunday down here, and an archive, just so that I can put old weeks into there if I want to. Oh, and it's Valentine's Day on Sunday. No Valentine's Day for me. Ah. From my weekly overview, I go to my daily overview. Yes, I know I have a monthly, a weekly and a daily overview, but I swear this is the key to staying so productive. So my daily overview is where I create an hour by hour, minute by minute schedule for my day. This is something that keeps me on track. Now, listen to me, and please listen to this. I do not stick to this. I do not stick to this all the time. A day when I get everything done is a rarity. As I go through the day, I change the times of things, I move things about, I stay flexible because I think that is so important, and you're just going to stress yourself out if you don't get things done and you have a go at yourself for it. So as you can see, we're up to here at the minute. What time is it? So it's 3:30 at the minute, and I'm not doing a dance workout. I am filming my Notion tour, so I'll update that later. If I've got any comments on certain tasks that I want to add, for example, I don't know, when I did my meal plan, have pasta on Wednesday. I would just tap that in there so I have a nice little reminder. But then above my plan of action, I have my to-dos. So initially what I do when I'm planning this day is I copy everything over by just highlighting it here and copying, and I drag it over into my daily overview, and that's how I sort of figure out what I need to do, and I plan it all into here. And then anything that I can't fit into my daily plan because of time restrictions, I just pop onto my daily to-do, so that if by some miracle I have spare time and have more things I can do, I just keep them up there. But more often than not, it's helpful to have them there so that when I'm planning my next day, I can sort of use them. Whew, I'm exhausted already. Those are my main key bits that I use every day, no matter what. Now we move into the rest of my Notion page. So we've got a few different subsections. We've got money, food and health, YouTube, work, and my personal hub. So let's go through one by one. Obviously, money is self-explanatory. I have a budgeting page here where let's just expose all the money I've spent this month. I list the name of it, I list what category it comes under using tags, which are beautiful and colourful, I love them so much, and how much it cost. Basically means it can sum it up for me at the end, add it all together. But if, for instance, I wanted to add a filter, I could go to add filter here, and I could put tags contain coffee, for example, and then I could see how much money I've spent on coffee this month. And then we come down to my income little section. There's normally more going on in here, which is a bit sad. But if I've done freelance work, I will tag it as freelance. If I've sent an invoice, if I've not sent the invoice, and if I've received the money or if it's pending. Okay, let's hop back to the home page. Then I've got a to buy list in here. These are things that I think I could easily just afford with the money I have at the minute. I say easily. Air Force Ones, is that something I can easily purchase? I don't really know. Then we can head over to my wish list, which doesn't have very much on at the minute because it has just been Christmas and my birthday. So thank you to my parents for getting me lots of lovely things. Right, that's money done, ticked off the list. Let's carry on because this is going to be one heckin' long video, I can tell. Food and health. As you can see, my meal plan is favorited over here because I go to it that often. I basically plan out what I'm eating every day. So everything that's greyed out is stuff that has already happened. So I had a takeaway last night and it was so freaking good. I just pop in how many calories it is. I apologise if that's triggering to you or anything like that, but I just find it really helpful for me personally. And I don't plan out my lunches, I just like to input what I have had for lunch so I can keep tabs on everything. I also use my Fitness Pal though, so this is more just so I can have an overarching view on Notion nice and easily. And then over here I have a to buy list, so I know that before I can have veggie burgers and wedges tomorrow, I need to go buy a bread roll and a potato. If I scroll down here, I've used the tags function again so that I can put in all of the recipes that I have that has all of the ingredients involved, and if there's an online recipe, I've linked it in here as well. It also allows me to filter by whether a meal is vegetarian or not, so that should say vegetarian. There is no meat in tomato pasta. So if I hop over here, add a filter, and then look to here and click on vegetarian, then I can see all of the meals in my sort of repertoire that are vegetarian, which is really handy. Okay, from my meal plan we go into recipes. Now I've got a gallery view going on here, which I really like for something like recipes. And basically when I'm cooking downstairs, I can just quickly whip out my app on my phone or on my laptop and know exactly what I need and how to make the recipes that I have. So say I'm going to make a yasai katsu curry. That is not on my meal plan at the minute, but oh, it's so good. I can see exactly what I need, a heckin' load of oil apparently, and also see the method right there and then, which is super, super helpful. Now on the fitness side of food and health, we have my exercise schedule. So, I should probably change this to workout rather than Chloe Ting. Since Friday the 8th of January, I've been listing the workout that I plan to do, or workouts as it has often been, and also a low impact activity that I wanted to do. You'll have to excuse the names of the workouts. These are Chloe Ting workouts. I did not name these. I did not personally say I'm going to do a tiny waist round butt exercise today. That's what Chloe Ting calls them, okay? You can see there is a lot of K-pop dance here over in the low impact because Zumba is so fun. My favourite low impact activity is definitely play in the snow. Just below that I have my fitness tracker, which I'm not going to show you, but that is where I keep track of how I'm doing, if all the fitness and health stuff that I'm doing is working or not. And then underneath that I have walk ideas, which is literally just a bullet pointed list of places I'm thinking I could go on walks. We move down now onto YouTube. My upload schedule, I'm not going to show you that because spoilers, but also there really isn't an upload schedule at the minute, so there's not much I can show you there. Same thing sort of applies to video ideas. There is stuff in there, but it's not very well organised at the minute, so I'm not going to show you that. We can head over into scripts though. This is where I've pre-written scripts for videos. Anything that I filmed, I would just grab from here and pop into there, and once it's uploaded, I move it down to the bottom there. Such a rogue video idea there, but stay tuned. Maybe that will happen one day. I don't know if it will or not, but Kelly Stamps did tell me to make a specific video. And when Kelly Stamps tells you to do anything, you should probably do it. So that's the YouTube section done. Now we have my work section. I have quite a few jobs, but a lot of them are freelancey kind of stuff and they only pop up every now and then. There aren't many that are super consistent, and I'm also not going to go into all of these pages because it's personal information and I don't really want to share that with you. However, my main job at the minute is under this mysteriously labelled marketing. I have changed the name of it for the purpose of this video, and I am going to blur stuff out in here. That's your pre-warning. So as we hop over into here, we have my hours for the week, and then below that I have my task list, but I've filtered by priority. I do also have a medium priority, but all those tasks are done, so the filters don't show those old tasks up at the minute. And then I've got a status update, oh, I'm confused again, where I basically can write what I've done towards it and what I haven't yet done towards it. And I've also got these little tabs here that say in progress, not started, and then I've also got one that says completed, so when I press completed, that task disappears. I also have a link to a bunch of pages. I have meetings and ideas. So here I have my personal hub. At the top I've got my impossible list. I'm not going to show you that. Again, I find that quite personal. Don't want that information on the internet. But it's basically everything I want to achieve. Under my Sheffield bucket list, I've just got a board view again, and there's not much on here at the minute because I can't really do anything, but it is a lovely cover here of Sheffield, and it just lists coffee shops, bars, places and restaurants that I want to go to. Next I have my travel bucket list. Oh, look at this lovely landscape, man. I want to go to a lake. So I've categorised it by Europe and rest of the world. Under interrailing is places that I thought I might be able to go to this summer. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. Underneath that I have my reading list. This is basically my Goodreads put into an easy to view format, because we all know Goodreads is shockingly bad. But these are all the books currently on my TBR. Oh, I've just got so many, it's actually a bit overwhelming. Underneath that we have my watch list. I'm rubbish at watching things, so I have a lot on here. Again, I've got it all categorised because of course I have. What a nerd. I've got everything by Netflix. Oh, I can tick off Below Deck. I loved Below Deck, it was so good. And I've got Amazon Prime over here. I've got Sky Go, and here's where it gets really nerdy. I've got a BTS section. I hate myself. I've got a Disney Plus section here, but over here in the BTS section I've given myself little drop downs so that I can see what seasons there are that I haven't watched and how many episodes of each season I've watched, just so that I can keep track. Oh my god, I'm just slowly realising what a big nerd I am. That is the home hub. The home hub is done. Now we move on to my university hub. So this is where I take notes and where I have notes about all of my modules in terms of what assessments I have, how much they're worth and all of that kind of thing. The lovely cover photo here is the Arts Tower in Sheffield, of course, and obviously I had to use a little graduate emoji because why wouldn't you? I've embedded a link here to my university's homepage, which is how we access our student portal as well. And then I've got separate pages for all of my modules and my assessment breakdowns. So let's start with my modules. Let's go into one of my completed modules. Let's go into Advanced Broadcast Journalism, why not? So in here I have all of the points that I wanted to cover in this radio package, which I can expand to see all the quotes that I've made, highlighted by which person said them. Then down here I've got useful links that I've embedded all about the story that I was doing. And then up here I've got 3 different pages, one for my pitch, which sort of bullet pointed what I had to include in my pitch along with links, and my pitch that I wrote out. Then I've got a page for interviews. I'm not going to click on these because personal information of other people, but I basically transcribe my interviews, which is what's in interview notes, then picked out the best bits, which is in sound bites, and then contacts was how I contacted the people, obviously. Then I had my final plan, again points to cover, which could expand with quotes in corresponding colours. And then I had my script that I had, so it was all colour coded and beautiful and included quotes, and it was just chef kiss. So that is a taste of what it's like in each of these little bits down here for all of my different modules. If we slide down, we can see my assessment breakdown. So this is my third year modules, basically. At a glance, it tells me how many credits each module is worth, and then I can look in more detail and look at the drop-down lists. So for example, let's look at my social media video. If it's got a little tick next to it, it means it's been done and it's been submitted. Once I get it back, I write down my grade. I got an 80 on this, an 80, love my life. And it was 50% of this 20 credit module, which means it was only 10 credits. And the brief was to make a 60 to 90 second video interview with cutaways and a 200 word rationale. So that's the gist. Okay, that is my Notion. It's a lot. I'm sure there are people out there with far more complex notions than what I have, and people with far less complex notions out there, but this is what I have learned through trial and error works for me. I've been on Notion for quite a while now and I love it. It is the best thing I've ever done for my organisation, so I cannot recommend it enough to anyone to give it a try. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think of my Notion setup, or if there's any things you think, oh, it'd be really cool if she implemented that, that would work well. Or if you have any questions about my Notion, let me know about how I did certain things. I'm no coder though, so it's pretty straightforward, I think, once you get to know Notion. I appreciate that this looks overwhelming if you're trying to get into Notion for the first time, but I promise that you can slowly build up your Notion until it gets to a stage that you're super happy with. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all the nice things, please. You can follow me on Instagram. I am at Alice Precy, and I will see you all next time. Okay, bye.